Over the last couple of years, we've worked on hundreds of projects and realized the impact a consistent workflow has on your final mix. That's why we developed Mixtempo Pro, to give you a framework containing a template for your DAW, a library with channel strips and presets, as well as Halls of Fame, a plugin that includes some of the most iconic reverbs in history of music production. Let's talk about the template first. Here at the top we have a bunch of markers that shows the song structure. So you can just drag them to the right parts of your song, the bridge, the chorus, etc. And with the numbers on your keyboard you can actually quickly skip through the song and to the right song part you want to focus on. Then we have all the audio tracks. So as you can see here, we have a complete set of drum tracks with some parallel buses for kick, snare and the whole drum kit in parallel compression. We have bass tracks, effects tracks, guitars, keyboards, orchestra, backing vocals and lead vocals. So in all these audio tracks you can see they have a trim plugin in the first slot. So this plugin allows quick and easy gain staging. So we can gain up to 6 dB and reduce the gain while also being able to flip the phase all within one plugin. This makes sure you are always in the right ballpark regarding gain staging, you leave enough headroom and you can make sure that you are in phase with all your audio tracks. Then at the bottom there are our Effects&Halls. So here we have a bunch of Effects&Halls, lead vocal reverbs, delays, drum reverbs, instrumental reverbs and some special effects. All these different tracks get summed into 3 mix buses, one for drums, one for instruments and one for the vocals. And these multi-bus techniques allow some special treatment. For example, you want to use a different compressor for the drums and another different compressor or EQ for the instruments or the lead vocals. So you can totally do that and then mix them together. You can compress the drums harder while the lead vocals is able to breathe and not getting smashed by the drum compressor. And all this gets then summed into your master bus for final limiting and master bus processing. Alright, so using our track preset library, you are able to load multiple plugins just with one mouse click. This means you don't have to load your EQ, your compressor, your de-esser all one by one, but you can rather just go on Recal track preset, go to Mixtempo Pro, and since I'm on the lead vocal, I'm choosing vocals, lead vocals, and for example now I want to try out a Waves classic lead vocal chain. So as you can see, everything gets loaded instantly. I'm starting with a filter and this is the same lead vocal chain we recommend you to use in the ebook. We have a de-esser here in case we need to pitch, there's a pitch shifter. Then we have a vocal rider for easy leveling. Then our Pultec MEQ5 for some warmth into the Fairchild compressor, also smoothing out the low end of the vocal. Then the SSL EQ for our mid-range and high-range EQing into the 1176 compressor for some really nice attitude, and we're finishing it off with another Pultec with the EQP for some fine-tuning in the low end and the high end of the vocal. So let's say I'm not happy with the Waves vocal chain, I want to try something else. I'm just gonna go to, let's say, another manufacturer, Slate. We can load a modern lead vocal chain. So we are also starting with a filter into a tape machine for some saturation, then followed by the de-esser. This is a beautiful unit. And then we have the virtual mix rack for a modern lead vocal sound with an Neve EQ, a console compressor, an SSL EQ into a second 1176 compressor. So you see, it's super easy to load your single channel strips. You can also save your own channel strips into our library. You can wait for updates. We will update the library, add new presets. This goes for every channel. So we have, as you can see, something for keyboards, for guitars, for bass, for drums. Literally anything you can wish for. Now I'm going to share our secret reverb technique with you. So, as you can see, as soon as we start sending our lead vocal to, let's say, the lead vocal reverb 1, the signal ends up on 3 different channels. On every channel there's a different kind of reverb. On the first one we have a small room, for example, the second one is a vocal plate, and the third one is a concert hall or something longer. So now we are able to mix these 3 different kinds of reverb matching to the song. So if we need a more epic reverb, we reduced the small room and go like for more plate and more concert hall. Or if we want to create a closer atmosphere, we are not going to using so much of the vocal plate, but very much of the small room and a little bit of concert hall. And with this concept, you fit in almost every genre. You can always create your very own sound of reverb and also add different kinds of effects and reverbs to it and mix and match to your needs. So this is our hall plugin, the Halls of Fame. This is our reverb. We are using, as you can see here, we have an equalizer to EQ your reverb right in the plugin. Also a damping section, which is kind of a soft EQing. Input and output control, start trim that lets you cut off the start. Trim end, as it says, it trims the end for a more gated sound if you wish. Then you can add pre-delay and adjust attack and release. So the Halls of Fame plugin is impulse response reverb engine. So it uses different presets of impulse responses. And here we have a collection. It comes with our own collection of reverbs, which are modeled after the Bricasti M7, a great sounding modern reverb, hyper-realistic room simulations, sounding very nice. Then we have some classics, the MT250, Lexicon 960, Lexicon 480 and QRS. So these are some serious classics, all in super high quality and even true stereo. True stereo means you really have a different signal for the left and the right. This creates also more width, more depth, and just sounds a little bit better than the normal stereo version.